Assalamu alaikum friends, my name is Bilal Khan and today is my 55th video of DevOps. So in this video I am going to talk about the Elastic Compute Cloud. Alright, so first of all let's take a look at the first point. So Amazon EC2 or virtual machines, these both are the same. Alright, so some of them, Microsoft Azure calls them virtual machines and the Amazon calls them the Amazon EC2. Alright, so both are the same thing. So for Amazon this is Amazon EC2, for Azure it is virtual machines. So Amazon EC2 provides scalable computing capacity in the Amazon cloud. Because currently I am discussing about the Amazon only, so it will be only specific to the Amazon. That's why I am going to talk about the Amazon EC2. So if you are using the Azure, so you will be specifically discussing about the virtual machines. So they both are the same thing. Alright. It enables you to scale up or scale down the instances to handle changes in the requirements. Alright, so in this way, the Amazon EC2 provides you to scale up or scale down the instances or the resources according to your need and the requirements. Alright, so you don't need to buy another server to change the requirements. Instead, what you can do, you can just increase or decrease the requirement on the same server instead of buying another server. Alright, so this is providing you this important functionality that you need to keep in mind. And after that, you can use Amazon EC2 instance to launch as many or as few virtual servers as you need. Alright, so basically it will be dependent on your need and requirements that how many virtual servers that you want to install. And configure it securely and manage the networking and the storage of it. Alright, and Amazon EC2 is having two storage options. The first one is the EBS and the second one is the instance store. After that, EBS is not kept on the side, is kept on the side of the physical server. Alright, so the EBS is kept on the side of the physical server, but the instance store is present in the host memory, and the instance store is fast as compared to EBS. Alright, so pre-configured templates are available known as Amazon machine image. Alright, like the Microsoft image, Ubuntu image, Amazon Linux image that we have seen in my previous video that I have selected the Amazon Linux image. So these are the predefined, pre-configured templates that are present in the Amazon web services. Alright. After that, this is an important point that you need to keep in mind. By default, you create an EC2 instance account with Amazon. Your account is only limited to a maximum of 20 EC2 instances per region with the two default high IO instances. So basically what it says that when you create an EC2 account with Amazon, your account will be limited to maximum of 20 EC2 instances per region. Alright, so let's say if you are present in the Mumbai region, then you will be having 20 EC2 instances limit. Alright, similarly if you are using the Tokyo region, then on that region also you will be given the 20 EC2 instances. So for each region you will be given 20 EC2 instances. Alright, so this is the important point that you need to keep in mind, and as you can see that I highlighted it. Alright, and after that let's talk about the types of EC2 instances. So there are 7 types of EC2 instances. The first one is the general purpose. The second one is the compute optimized. The third one is the memory optimized. The fourth one is the storage optimized. The fifth one is the accelerated computing. The sixth one is the high memory optimized. And the seventh one is the previous version instances that were previously used. And Amazon has all the instances that were previously used are put in these previous version instances. Alright, so let's talk about these versions one by one and the instances of them. Alright, so the general purpose instance, this is the first instance, that is the first one, and it is basically the general purpose instance provide a balance of compute and memory and networking resources and can be used for a variety of workloads. So basically it will provide you the balance of resources if you want to. So it will not provide you the high resources or the low resources. It will basically provide you the general resources for the balance, alright, to balance it, alright. And as you can see that I have written it also, that balanced memory and CPU, alright. So there are 3 series in a general purpose instance. The first one is the A series, the second one is the M series, the third one is the T series. So these are the three types of instances that the general purpose instance provide. And inside these series, there are multiple other series, like A series contains A1, M series contains M4, M5, M5A, M5AD, and M5D. Alright, and the M53 was the previous version that was put in this 7th series type, that is previous version instances. So it was the M3 version is put in this previous version instances. And the third type of this general purpose instances is T series, T2, T3, and T3A. And the T2 contains T2.micro. This is available for free trial, and I have shown you in my previous video that it was selected by default. Alright. So now let's talk about the instances are available in 4 sizes. The first one is the nano or micro. So basically it contains one virtual CPU and approximately 2 GB RAM. Alright. So this is the micro that contains this size of resources, like one virtual CPU and approximately 2 GB RAM. And the second one is the small. So small is somehow bigger than the nano or the micro, but it contains less resources but more resources than the micro. And the third one is the medium. It contains more resources than the small. And the fourth one is the large. So it contains higher configuration of virtual CPUs and RAM. Alright. So now let's take a look at this A series, M series, and T series. So A series contains medium and large sizes. Alright, so this is an important point that you need to keep in mind. So A series contains only the large. Alright, so large sizes, large and medium sizes. Alright, so this is specific to the A series, that A series contains the large size and the medium size, and M series contains only the large size. Alright, this is the M series, and the T series contains all the sizes ranging from nano to large. Alright, so after that let's take a look at the A series. So we are going to discuss all the series one by one. So let's take a look. So A series. So inside A series there was only one instance that was by the name of A1 instance, as you can see that A1. And the A1 instance are ideally suitable for scale out workloads. Alright, so basically they are ideally suitable for scale out workloads. What is mean that suddenly adding more configurations and managing them. So let's say if there are sudden changes in the configuration and more changes are added on the sudden basis, then they will manage it. So the A1 instances will be suitable to manage them. Alright, and these resources will be managed and supported by the ARM ecosystem. So if you want to know more about the ARM ecosystem, you can check out and click on this link. So here is a simple definition of it also. So ARM ecosystem provides customers with the wide range of products to get the market faster than the competition. Alright, and let's take a look at the microservice. So it's a distinct method of developing software systems that tries to focus on building single function modules. So if there is a big application, inside that application, the single function of that application or the single module of that application will be called the microservice with well-defined interface and operations. Alright, so after that, these instances are well suited for the following applications. So this A1 instances, the A series, inside this A series there is A1 instance. This is suitable for following applications like web server, for launching the local host in your local machine, and for containerized applications or microservices. So if you want to run an application in a containerized way, then A1 instance will be suitable for it. And after that, caching fleets means it stores the subset of data. For storing the subsets of data and running them, A1 instance will be used. And for distributed data stores, alright, and applications that require ARM instruction set. Alright, so the applications that will be run through the ARM instruction set will also be running in this A1 instances. So now let's take a look at the M series. Alright, so after that then the T series. So the M series contains M4, M5, M5A, M5AD, and M5D. So the first one is the M4. So the new M4 instances use a common Intel Xeon E5-2676 V3 as well processor. So this is the model of the processor Intel, and basically the M4 instances use this kind of processor, and it is optimized specifically for EC2. Alright, so this processor is used in the M4 instance, and this is optimized specifically for EC2. Virtual CPU is present from 2 to 40 maximum in the M4 instances, and the number of RAM 8 GB to 160 GB maximum is present in the M4 instances, and the instance storage is EBS only. Alright, in this M4 instances. After that, for M5, M5A, M5AD and M5D instances, these instances provide an ideal cloud infrastructure offering a balance of compute, memory and networking resources for a broad range of applications. Alright, so it is basically offering a balance of compute of these resources for a broad range of applications. So it is used in the gaming server, in the web server and small and medium databases. So the range of this is that virtual CPUs are starting from 2 to 96 maximum. In the M4 instances, the virtual CPUs were starting from 2 to 40, but this is starting from 2 and then ending at 96. And after that, the RAMs are provided from 8 to 384. But in the M4 instances, the range were 8 to 160 GB. And the instance storage is EBS and NVM SSD, means Nitro System SSD. Alright, so we have discussed what is EBS and Nitro System. So if you scroll up, this will be the instance store. Alright, so instance store or the EBS, these are the two storage options that the EC2 provides, or the Nitro System. So let's scroll down. Alright, and now let's take a look at the T-series. So T-series is the third part of the general purpose computing instance. So T3, T2, T3, T3A. So these are the instances of the T-series. So if I scroll up, and as you can see, T2, T3 and T3A. So these are the T-series instances that it provides. So let's take a look at them. So these instances provide a baseline of CPU performance from 5% to 40% with the ability to burst to a higher level. Alright, so basically they provide you a baseline of performance starting from 5% to 40%. Alright, so it is providing you the ability also to burst to a higher level. It means that may increase above 40%, but not necessary. So it may increase about 40%, but it is not necessary because it is mostly used for testing purposes. Alright, and when required by your workload. And unlimited resources can sustain with high CPU performance for any period of time whenever required. And it is not used for real-time scenario. Alright, so I have discussed that it is only used for practicing purpose, like if you want to deploy an application, your first website that you have created, and the code repositories and the deployment, development, building and testing, and the microservices of small applications that you want to. So these will be present and deployed in these T-series. Alright. And after that, the virtual CPUs are ranging from 2 to 8. So this is providing very small amount of virtual CPUs, and the RAM are ranging from 0.5 to 32 GBs only. So basically this is only used for testing purposes. If you have created the website for the first time, and you have created the small application, the microservice, so you can test it in the T-series instance. Alright. So now let's take a look at the second option, that is the compute optimized instance. So this is the second option that I have shown you here, compute optimized cloud. Alright, so more CPUs than RAM. So let's talk about them and explain them briefly. So compute optimized instances are ideal for compute bound applications. It means that processing several requests at the same time. Alright, so if you want to process multiple requests at the same time, then this compute optimized instance will be used for it. So that benefit from higher performance processors. Alright, so it is cheap and cost effective, and there are three types of series in it that are present in this compute optimized instance. So the first one is the C4, C5 and C5N, but the C3 was used in the previous version. So basically C3 is used in the previous instance version that I have shown you, and the 7th part, but now they are updated to these one, C4, C5 and C5N. But this C3 version is now present in the previous version of an instance. Now let's take a look at the C4 instances. So the C4 instances are optimized for compute intensive workloads and deliver very high cost effective high performance and very cost effective high performance at a low price with per compute ratio. So it provides you the high intensive workloads and deliver it cost effectively with high performance but at a low price. Alright, so let's take a look at these specifications. So the virtual CPUs are ranging from 2 to 36. The RAM is ranging from 3.75 to 60 GB. The storage type is EBS only, and the network bandwidth is 10 Gbps. So its use cases are web server, batch processing, MMO gaming for gaming purpose, and the video encoding. So for these purposes, these instances will be used. The C4 instance, and after that C5 instance are optimized for compute intensive workloads and deliver very cost effective high performance at a high price. The C4 instance was used at a low price. It was delivered in low price, but this is used for high price. It is delivered for high price. Why? Because there are some more configurations added in it. So it is powered by AWS Nitro system, and the range of these virtual CPUs are starting from 2 to 72, but in the C4 instances it was 2 to 36, and the RAM is ranging from 4 to 192, but in this C4 instances it was 3.75 to 60 GB, but it is ending at 192. And the instance storage is EBS and NVMe SSD, and the network bandwidth is up to 20 Gbps. Then C4 instance was giving me the network bandwidth of 10 Gbps, but it is giving us the 25 Gbps. And its use cases are high performance web server, gaming, and video encoding. Alright, so now let's take a look at some of the notes that you need to keep in mind. So C5 supports maximum 25 EBS volume, and C5 using Elastic network adapter, and C5 uses a new EC2 hypervisor. So these are some of the notes that you need to keep in mind, and that's it for now. So C5N and C5, these are also the same part of it. C5 and C5N are both the same part of it. So I have not discussed the C5N. So they are both the same. They are both the same, and they will be used for this high performance. So that's it for now. I hope you like this video. So if you liked it, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, then ask those questions in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer all of them. So till then, goodbye.